We are back on Auto Trade Setup, but on the Margin tab this time.
In the earlier lesson we set the trigger, the score and probability is setup must clear. This tab sets the other half, how much money each trade type is allowed to touch. The rules decide whether to trade, the margin decides how big.
So this is the money side of the boundary.
Exactly, and it is the single most important safety control you own. No matter how confident the AI is, it can never spend more on a type than you allot here. We will look but not touch every number on this tab is a live setting, so I will change nothing.
Top card available margin, about 5 lakh, marked paper.
This is your total pool for this account. It says paper, so this is simulated capital. Switch the account to live and it would read your broker's real funds instead. Everything you allocate below is carved out of this one number.
It also says allocated 3.75 lakh of 100%.
That line is your running total, how much of the pool you have already handed out across the types, as a rupee figure and a percentage. It stops you overcommitting. The platform will warn you long before your budgets add up to more money than you actually have.
The segments card lists each trade type with a budget field.
This is the heart of the tab. Each type, intraday, swing, options, futures, commodity, gets its own rupee budget, and that budget is a ceiling the engine can never cross for that type. Give intraday a lock and swing 50,000, and that is exactly how the risk is split.
So a type I do not fund cannot trade.
Correct. A zero budget means that type sits out entirely, no matter how good its signals look. Funding a type is your explicit permission to risk money on it. Nothing here happens by accident.
Take the intraday row a budget, then stocks in parallel, then 50%, used 0.
3 things per row. The budget is the total for that type. 50% is that budget's share of your whole pool, so you can see the balance at a glance. And used, currently 0, is how much of that budget is tied up in open trades right now.
And stocks in parallel, what does that control?
How many trades of this type can run at once, and it is the key to position sizing. The budget is split equally across that many slots. So a 1 lakh intraday budget with 2 in parallel means 50,000 behind each of 2 stocks, never the whole lakh on one bet.
So 1 in parallel puts the whole budget behind a single trade.
It does. Bigger single positions, more concentration. More slots means smaller positions spread across more names, which is gentler but dilutes each trade. There is no perfect number, it is your call about concentration versus spread, made once, calmly.
And for options it said trades in parallel, not stocks.
A small honesty in the wording: options and commodity trade contracts and structures, not shares, so the label matches. The idea is identical: how many at once, budget split evenly across them.
There is an auto-distribute button at the top of the segments.
A convenience for when you do not want to do the arithmetic yourself. Press it and the platform spreads your available pool across your enabled types by a sensible weighting. The more active types get a larger share and fills every budget for you. I will not press it here, on your live settings.
So a beginner can just press it and get a reasonable split.
That is exactly who it is for. Press it once for a sane starting point, then hand-tune any type you feel strongly about. It is a starting draft, never a lock. You always have the final say on every rupee.
This card, Auto-rebalance on loss, has its own switch.
A quiet guardian. Turn it on and, if your available margin drops because trades went against you, the platform shrinks every budget proportionally to match the smaller pool. It keeps your allocation honest as the account moves.
Does it ever raise the budgets back up on its own?
Never, and the card says so plainly. It never raises automatically. It only ever tightens, never loosens. Growing your risk is always a deliberate act you take by hand. The machine is only ever allowed to make you safer, not bolder.
Then live capital cap, in rupees, with the set cap button.
This one matters only for real money, and it is beautifully simple. Your broker demat might hold a lock, but you only want the platform to risk 20,000 of it. Set the cap to 20,000 and that is the absolute most it can ever deploy live, across every type combined.
So it protects the rest of my demat from the platform.
Precisely, a fence around how much of your real account the software may ever touch. 0 means no cap, the whole account. The card notes it is enforced on every live order, and that exits are never blocked. You can always get out, even at the cap.
At the bottom, save allocation.
Nothing on this tab takes effect until you press this, and once you do, the server is the enforcer, not the screen. Every trade the engine tries to place is checked against these budgets on the server before it fires. You cannot fool it from the browser.
So even a bug in the page could not overspend.
It could not. The browser only asks, the server decides, and it holds these limits as hard truth. That separation is why a margin cap here is a real safety guarantee, not a hopeful label.
So the one thing to fix in my head about this tab?
This tab is your circuit breaker. The Rules tab decides whether to trade, this tab decides how much, and it is the number that keeps a bad run from becoming a disaster. Set budgets you would be calm to lose, split them into sensible slots, and let the server hold the line.
And the cap protects my real demat on top of that.
One more fence, for live money the platform can never reach past it. Between your budgets and your cap, you have decided in advance the very most the system can ever cost you. That is what turns automation from a worry into something you can sleep beside.